What's up, everybody? This is another special edition of the C3 Friday Free for All. We have some breaking news, and I guess I should say the C3 Panthers podcast in general. When there is news, we have to do it live and talk about it with Panther Nation, man. And the Panthers have just signed former Pro Bowl pass rusher, outside linebacker Justin Houston from the Ravens, had 9.5 sacks last year. Man, the Panthers have been looking for help at the outside linebacker position, and now they get it, and they go and get a veteran player who has done incredible things. I'm joined by some friends of mine. You might know them and love them. We got Panther Pickle, Mike Supreme, White Chocolate, and D's Ill Skills. Boys, I want to jump right into the discussion today. What do we think, man? Justin Houston is now the answer for Carolina. How are we feeling?
Great. Absolutely great. I believe I didn't realize, maybe it's my minority, I didn't realize how many sacks and how productive he was last year. This plus he's as good of a leader as we've had for a long time. If you look across our defensive line or across our linebacker core, nobody really played in the 3-4 on a long-term basis. Shaq had a year, I think. Burns had a year. That's about it, though, you know? This is entirely different. This cat's had specialty. His whole career has been in a 3-4. He knows what he's doing. And he's going to help these young boys learn how to play linebacker in a 3-4. I'm pumped, y'all. We going deep in the playoffs. Let's go.
Let's go. I love it. I love the veteran leadership. And you mentioned Brian Burns there, and like how you add him to this pass rush now. Brian Burns, one of my main criticisms of him these past few seasons is that he's had so many would-be sacks. Like, I feel like every year Brian Burns should have already had 12 to 13 sacks a year, right? Well, I feel like now that you add a 34-year-old veteran who has been around the block, who has done this, and by the way, 270 pounds. Like, I forgot Justin Houston was still playing. And then when you look up his sacks, the dude has it all. He's 270 pounds, long arms, incredibly aggressive. Like, I love this move for Carolina right now, and I feel like that veteran leadership, he could impart some incredible wisdom onto Brian Burns and the rest of these young guys that we've just recently brought
in. Yeah, I thought there was going to be an edge rush supply coming after Yannick signed, so it wasn't the one I thought we were going to sign because I actually never really heard of this guy that much, but looking at his stats, looks like he's good.
Yeah, so I'm gonna share his stats.
G-Baby's mad.
Of course he's mad. Deez, I'm gonna go to you, man. How you feeling about this? How you feeling about this move?
I feel like this is what playoff teams do. They add veterans, right before the season starts to beef up their offense or defense wherever that help's needed to make that playoff push. And I feel like this is exactly what this is. This is going to give us the chance to return back to what we were with Hassan Reddick. That season, I think we amassed somewhere between 52 and 56 sacks. And then last year, we only had 36. So we were missing quite a bit in production. Also, moving Derek Brown into a different gap with this new edge rusher and Brian Burns is going to create a lot of pressure on that quarterback. We may get into the 60 sack range this year, and that's something to be really excited about, guys.
Oh, I'm loving it, man. And so I have his stats up on the screen. I'll see if I can kind of blow it up a little bit so that way it's easier to read. But man, if you look at what he's been capable of doing just in recent years, dude, the guy is like an ageless wonder, man. He just doesn't get old. So in 2017, 9.5, 18, 9 sacks. 2019, 11 sacks. 8 in 2024. and a half in 2021 and 9.5 in 2022. Then you look at his total amount of tackles every year. I mean, this dude is in and around the football all the time. And it makes me wonder, like, why hasn't his name been loaded out there more? Like, do you guys feel like this is coming out of nowhere? Like, I don't know. I didn't know that he was a free agent, or I didn't know that like he was even available for it. This is very surprising to me.
I knew he was out there, but like I said, I knew he was connected with Baltimore. I assumed he was going to go back to Baltimore. And I didn't have any idea that he had 9.5 sacks last year. I didn't know that. And but I mean, in all honesty, I and okay, folks. Even if he's he is 34, but he's still productive. And you know what? He's good depth, and you can't get mad at good depth because injuries happen. And let's be real, y'all. If something happens to the starting edge, I'd rather have the old man after who knows what he's doing than somebody who's going to get knocked on his ass 15 times and go full with every run play there is.
Yeah. Mike Supreme, what do you think about this?
Yeah, no, Pickle's hitting it on the head. Those young guys need like somebody in that locker room to basically show them, what the deal is, especially in a new defense. I think it's cool that I think he played with Wright back in 19 and 20, I think. So there's some familiarity there.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I feel like this was the hired help, the hitman, the contract for hire, right? That they were looking for. They were looking for a gunslinger that they could put on, on their defensive line, and they know would be able to produce right now. Then you factor in Brian Burns. Man, I'll show a video real quickly of Bryce and Brian. Dude, Brian Burns is looking jacked right now. I mean, dude, if you were looking at Brian Burns and you didn't know what formation we were going to, you would think that dude's getting ready to play a 4-3 defensive end as opposed to a 3-4 outside linebacker. He has really put on a lot of strength, a lot of muscle, and to have Justin Houston on this team as Bryce Young is also hitting that apex in his career, like that this could be a perfect storm, gentlemen. JJ, what's up, dude?
Hey, is G Baby, is his dumbass up in here?
No, he's not. He's crying. He's crying in the chat. He's crying on Twitter because he says this is overhyped. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Poor old G Baby's 100% convinced that YGM is the shit and Brian Burns sucks. So let poor G Baby have his little fit, and in the end of the day, he'll come around and act like that he's always loved everybody.
Yeah, I feel you, Pickle. I was ready to come up here and clown his ass, but he lucky.
Yep.
What I just posted the link to join. I posted that in the chat if anybody would like to. We're not going to do a super long show today, but I wanted to give people the opportunity to talk about this big news, man, and what this means for the team. My question now is, what do you think this does for our defense as a whole? I mean, if you've been paying attention in training camp, just about every day we hear the headline that the defense wins the day.
Right.
So do you think that this is, like a momentum thing now? Our defense is already performing well. Now add a piece that just takes it to the next level. Is this the move that does that?
It could. I mean, he's probably the only guy starter on our defense in those 3-4, right?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
yes. And
that experience.
If I may say it, he's also he is 34. It's right before preseason games start. The deal he signed can't be big, so And you know what? To be honest, like I've said before, you know, okay. YGM was on the Panthers had him talking today or yesterday, and he basically cried because everybody's saying that he that we need to sign somebody else, and he was going to show him. Well, dude, bring it. Okay, if you're a young defensive guy on this team and you don't like competition, that means you can't do your job, or they had to look for somebody else to help you do it. Put up or shut up, dude. It's just that simple. You know, I said the same thing about Brandon Smith when we signed Jones. They're not replacing him with you. They're giving you competition. Pull your young butt up and go out and earn your job.
Yeah. What do you think this means? Is it a statement that they just didn't have anyone at that position that they trusted to be able to do the job opposite of Burns? Like, was it a lack of faith? What, or was it just wanting that veteran leadership presence?
Both.
Cody, we've had 7 or 8 practices. They've had time. They've had time to look at these guys and evaluate the position. They had Frank Reich said a couple of days ago that since Marquise Haynes went down with that injury, they've been looking at signing someone at this position, which means 25-year-old DJ Johnson isn't the player that we kind of hoped he was bringing him in. It doesn't mean that he won't be one day. And bringing in a veteran like this who's 34 years old is perfect to put ahead of DJ Johnson and teach him the ropes, so to speak. Go ahead, Pickles.
Yeah. No, you're right. These during FanFest, when a lot of y'all were at FanFest, we got the pleasure of watching the entire FanFest interviews, and that was one of the interviews. That's when Scott Fitterer said that he was likely bringing in a defensive guy, edge rusher. He did say that, didn't he?
He did. You're right.
Yeah, and he may have been working on this a little bit. I don't know, but Haynes is banged up. And be honest, let's be real here. Cody, you showed it the other day. When you take one of your best offensive linemen and you give him a couple days off as a vet day, and the only person who makes a major impact is an undrafted
free agents. Yeah,
that's the only one making a difference.
Yeah.
Mario Bono, you were drafted. Time to pull your britches up and act like you get paid as an NFL player.
Yeah, and I love the urgency of Scott Fitterer too, right? And I say urgency. It took him a while to actually add to this defensive line, but when he did, man, he did it in a big way. And the only criticism that you could even kind of levy against it is that it's a 34-year-old player. I mean, he's been in the league since 2011. But I think looking at the market, what some of these bigger name pass rushers wanted, I just feel like this was a more prudent, cost-effective deal, but also gave us the veteran presence and the ability at that position to kind of help everyone around them move faster. Like, imagine what this does for Derek Brown. Imagine what this does for Shai Tuttle. Imagine what this does for our linebackers on the inside that are looking to shoot gaps even faster than before. Like, this was a great move by Scott Fitterer, man.
It really was. It's gonna open some guys up, and I don't even know if you mentioned Louvu in that. It gives Louvu a better chance to rush as well. And shoot, Jeremy Chin, I think they reported he had a sack today. He got into the backfield. The defense was so dominant. Man, adding a piece like this is huge to those other players, because even if he's just stopping the run, that you need that communication between the guys up front and those linebackers to fill the proper gaps to stop the run. I think this was a play directly aimed at Atlanta, man. We know Atlanta's going to come out and run the football. We know good and well Desmond Ridder isn't going to be able to complete many passes on us. They're going to rely on that running game, and this is a move to absolutely stop Atlanta. Yeah. And as well, looking at the Saints with that injury with Kamara, and they got a good backup there in Williams. This is a play at them as well. This is a divisional signing, if you ask me. Like, they're really paying attention to what we got going on in the NFC South.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I 100% agree. You have to win your division, and it starts there. And you know that you're going to have a lot of run-first football teams this year because there's so much flux at the quarterback position in the division. I mean, you have Desmond Ridder, first-time starter. Derek Carr has never played for the Saints before. Hey, Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask in Tampa Bay, like, they're going to want to run the football. And I will say this, and then I'll bounce the microphone around. And by the way, I posted the link in the chat if anybody wants to come and be a part of the conversation. But I looked up some of his old top 100 videos when players had voted him like number 26, 27 in the NFL. One of the things that they mention, and they do an entire segment on, is how lights out Justin Houston is in stopping the run. Like, this dude has a nose for the offensive backfield. And dude, he sets up shop and has a picnic back there, bro. Like, he is fast, aggressive. He has that type of instinct that does, to be honest, kind of remind me of Hassan Reddick when I watch him play, when I watch him get into the backfield. Like, the dude is just incredibly smart and he's versatile. And just last season, he damn near had 10 sacks in a year. Like, I'm loving this, man. It's the move that I didn't know I needed for the Panthers. I'm
right.
I'm loving it.
I think the more folks see how good he is, and some folks are still saying he's washed. Folks, people said that about Julius Peppers 4 years before he retired.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I'm one to read a lot into age, but it's more proven that I should.
And also, let's remember, this is a 1-year deal.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, we don't yet have the specificity of the numbers for what he's signed for. I will be on the lookout for it though. But I mean, I assume that this is probably the cheaper of the deals that they could have made comparatively. When you look at Yannick Ngakoue or Leonard Floyd before that, it's just this seems like the best move all the way around.
Yep.
I don't think people realize, like, for the naysayers, like, how much a veteran presence like has an effect on a locker room. That's why you bring in guys like Adam Thielen into a group full of young wide receivers, or Justin Houston with a group of young pass rushers. It
Yes.
makes a huge difference.
I agree. I agree, man. I really do. You know, there's things that that these guys are gonna see, and yeah, the coaches will be there, but to be on the field or to be there, it's going to help a great deal for these linebackers to have Justin Houston there, so he can say, "Now, don't get fooled by that. Don't get fooled by that."
Yeah.
It's going to happen. Remember last year when YGM lined up at the end, and all the times he got pulled on them run plays. You're not going to fool a guy who's 34 years old and played in this league and been to 4 Pro Bowlers. There ain't much he ain't seen, folks.
Yeah.
No, sir. And we're not. Go ahead.
No, I just real quickly wanted to thank Evan Jevin for becoming a brand new member to the C3 Panthers podcast.
Welcome, man.
Hit that join button if you would like to. Custom emojis. We're going to be doing film rooms this year. Lots of content from C3. And hit that join button to see it before anybody else. Go ahead, Deez. What were you going to say?
That we absolutely love and appreciate all our super fans in the chat. Thank you so much for joining the C3 Panthers podcast. But Pickle was kind of onto something there. Even if you do think that this guy's washed, so to speak, you want to label him as that. And if his production does drop off this upcoming season, and say he only gets 6 or 7 sacks, but that's still huge. The point being that Pickle was getting at, we're not going to give up 200 yards week 1 like we did last year. And that's been my fear going into this Atlanta game, opening up our season. We cannot afford to let them run the ball for us for 150, 200 yards. That's exactly what happened against the Browns, and that's why we lost that game, because we couldn't stop the run. I understood that's Nick Chubb, but they're going to try. Atlanta's going to try to do the same thing. They're just going to try to play bully ball. What is it they want to run? That outside counter zone blocking scheme is what it is. They're going to run that all game long, man. And we run that stuff good too. I hope we run the ball down their throats. We're not going to put up with this mess this year in the South. We're going to own this division. So so that guy adds 5 to 7 sacks. Let's say his production drops off. He can't get back to 10. But how many sacks does that enable for Louvu? Louvu had 7 last year. What if that propels Louvu up to 10 this year? Then that signing's automatically worth it. What about Derrick Brown? Derrick Brown had 40 pressures, only 1 sack. What if Derrick Brown's able to put together 5 to 7 sacks, man? That is totally worth it signing a guy like this if he's freeing up other players to make plays.
Yeah, and by the way, on this play right here, dude, you see what they're going to do. They're going to use stunts to effectiveness. He's number 50. You're going to see him right in the middle, right there. When he comes along and just blows up the middle of your play, like I think Zero Rivero is going to be very aggressive this year at using those stunts and making sure that you never know where the pass rush is coming from. Think about the level of speed that the Panthers defense has right now. Like, I mean, from every position, from the secondary to the linebacking core now that you have Deion Jones and Shaq Thompson, and Brandon Smith if he ever makes, does something. Frankie Louvu. Yes, Jeremy Chin. There's just so much speed on this team now. Go ahead, JJ.
I was gonna say, you know what? Let me get in on this. I like the signing. I wanted him or Clowney, someone to solidify the other side of the edge. I feel like Justin Houston's always been a more productive pass rusher as well. So now we got someone we can actually lean on and say he completely solidifies that edge rather than YGM getting blown up every play. So, hopefully he makes an impact. I think we will. Whenever y'all were mentioning how we're gonna blitz the other side, that Burns isn't on to create one-on-ones for everyone. I like that. Try and make it easier on the secondary. I like the whole. I've been higher on the defense going into this year than I guess most people. I don't know why a lot of people say the defense is going to do worse this season, but no, I got big expectations. I think we took a top 10 leap in terms of defense, as long as everyone's healthy as well.
Yeah, man. Dude, I hear that, man. It feels like that type of move. And let me welcome in Cole to the chat, into the breaking news show. Cole, what's up, dude?
Cody, can you believe it? How far have we come already since Jermaine Carter and Tahir Whitehead? I love to see everything that's going on this week with the linebackers.
It's incredible, man.
You feeling better?
A little bit. I'm going to keep it short. I sound like shit. There was no way I couldn't get on here and celebrate this today, though. I'm glad
you're good, dude. You're good, man. You were getting over some bad sick, man. I'm happy you're hoping you're on the mend.
We are on the mend, my friend.
Great, man. Great to hear. Dude. I mean, this, a lot. Poppy in the chat says this defense ceiling is a top 5 defense. And boys, I said this earlier, but man, we have been just absolutely balling on defense through training camp. Every single
2023 wasn't a good year for the Carolina Panthers, but I'm trying to make 2024 a better one for myself. Get started on your resolutions with Factor so you're ready for the new year. Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success in the new year. Skip the grocery stores, prep work, and cooking fatigue. Instead, get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. With over 35 meals to choose from per week, including keto options, calorie smart, vegan plus veggie, and more, plus over 55 weekly add-ons, you'll have a ton of nutritious and flavorful options to kickstart your resolutions. Skip that overpriced takeout trap. Factor is cheaper and way more delicious than takeout. Get chef-crafted, restaurant-quality meals delivered right to your door, and they're ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes, which means more time for you. Head to factormeals.com/C350 and use the promo code C350 to get 50% off. That's code C350 at factormeals.com/C350 to get 50% off.
Doctors take Field of Greens for their own health. Here's Dr. Ryan Green to explain.
We're like you, too much fast food and not enough exercise. That's why I take Field of Greens. The fruits and vegetables in Field of Greens support my heart, lungs, kidneys, and metabolism for weight loss. And Field of Greens promises your doctor will notice your improved health or your money back.
Get 15% off with promo code HEALTH at fieldofgreens.com. That's promo code HEALTH at fieldofgreens.com. Product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Bit of news that you receive is about this defense really getting a one-up on the offense, and it's making me starting to think, we've been hyping up Bryce so much and the offense and the receivers. Maybe we as a fan base are underestimating how good this defense can actually be this year. Let me welcome in D from Sanford to the C3 Panthers podcast. D, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, family? What's going on with you, Cody?
What's up?
Chilling, man, chilling. How you feeling about Justin Houston, man?
Well, to tell you the truth, man, it was a welcome surprise to me because I was on the NFL Network watching training camp. I dozed off after a good meal. I woke up, and the next thing I know, I see Justin Houston's a Carolina Panther, and the only thing that I really could do was remotely smile. And the reason why is because I think what people take for granted when it comes to a sport like football, especially in the NFL, is that experience from greatness rubs off. It is clearly Justin Houston, even if his numbers haven't been what they have been within the early years, mind you, he's not playing every snap, but he's also still been a part of great defenses. And that stuff can't be taken for granted. And we got a lot of young dogs, from Chin to Brown, YGM, all of them. He's going to make them better, iron sharpens iron and so forth. So I just feel like his presence, especially that one gentleman that was talking about the bully ball, running the ball, we need to solidify the edges and make sure that we can get them guys closed in to make those tackles. And when you're in the league and you got those Bijan Robinsons and Alvin Kamara is going to be coming back, and we have a division of running backs that can get yards. We have a schedule against guys that can get yards. We need those guys in them 3rd and 1s, those 3rd and 3s to be able to stop and solidify the whole situation. And for all we know, some of these guys like Justin Houston, who have given great performances in their career, when we need them most, those are the guys that tend to shine. And so I'm highly excited for Justin Houston, even if it's nothing more than the mentoring stage. But I still feel like there's a little bit of something in them tires to get us a little bit further. So,
bro, you said that perfectly, man.
So as long as we can stay healthy, I mean, the one thing about our defense is we'll lose a guy here and there. And the thing that I'm liking about old Fitty, and I'll be the first to say that I haven't always been the most confident. I always thought Fitty was a little too conservative at times.
Yeah.
But Fitty is taking some shots. And I don't care if some of them miss, because the one thing as a fan, you want to see your front office taking them shots, trying to do anything to make your team better. And right now, shout out to Fitty. Because Justin Houston, we got him at a bargain. Still got a little cap moving. We need to help somewhere else. And I am thoroughly excited. Words can't describe. I mean,
I love it.
You've got to get those kind of veterans in. You've got to have those veterans.
Man, and especially considering we have so many young players on the defense. Like, this is just what the doctor ordered, man. Right as you have Brian Burns moving to a 4-3 defense and playing an outside linebacker, now you bring in this veteran who has had, the man had 22 sacks in the season 1 year. Like, I'm putting up some of his highlights. The man has a nose for the football, y'all. He's not just trying to hit you. He is trying to get the ball out of your hands. He wants turnovers. That's what's going to help our offense that has brand new receivers and a brand new quarterback find a rhythm even faster if your defense is taking the ball away.
Oh
This
yeah.
is it's a beautiful signing. The more and more that we go over it, I'm loving it more and more.
Yeah, if I can remind folks of some things, folks. First of all, hit that like button, guys. We have 80 some people watching and like 20 likes.
93 now.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
But
Appreciate y'all.
listen up, folks. Back when we went to the Super Bowl, there was a signing. We signed a few older folks, and everybody's like, they'll probably be cut by preseason or training camp, but they didn't. Then, as the season goes on, we rely on them older folks, and then we have to.
Yep.
We go out, and one comes off the bench or off retirement list because he smells we going some places. Folks,
Yeah.
they may smell we going some places. A lot of folks said when Peanut Tillman signed here that he wouldn't bring a lot because he was too old, too injury prone. Guess what he told us? He told us that peanut punch.
Yes,
we
he
still
did.
need that shit today, folks.
And hey, that is a tried and true tradition here in Carolina now. And by the way, I wanted to highlight this comment. Howard Hamlin says, "Raven flock, we will miss you. You guys have a good one." So how about that? Ravens fans, like, they don't even want to lose him, man. Like, this dude accounted for most of their sacks last season. Right. Dude, this could be a great 2 in a row. We picked up Bradley Bozeman, our center, from Baltimore. Now we dip it back into the Ravens well, picking up Justin Houston.
Are we Ravens South?
Yep.
Are we Ravens South?
Who's bringing the Super Bowl?
Yeah. You talk about where you was doing when this news broke. I'll just be honest with you. I was just getting ready to go on live on Black Panther podcast. The fact is, I read it on
Shout out
Twitter
to Black Cat.
right before they clicked me to go live. So when Q said, "Hey, Panther Pickle," I said, "Let me break some news to you, brother." That's break news on a podcast, folks.
That's pretty dope.
That's good.
Shout out Black Cat Panther podcast, man. They do great work over there. Yeah, man. Who have I not heard from yet? Cole, give me what do you think this does for our defense as a whole, man? Like, just break it down for me. I mean, are you worried at all? How about this? I'll ask it this way to everyone. Are you worried that Justin Houston is 34 years old? He's a little bit long in the tooth now. He's definitely got more years behind him than he does in front of them, or in front of him. Does that worry you even at all?
No, we didn't draft him. I mean, we ain't looking for a 4 or 5 year commitment from Justin Houston. Right. We're just trying to get the plays and the experience what we can get from him right now. I mean, anything that he can bring to the table, especially on the defense, there's always just been missing a little something. Every year, there's always just a little something missing. I'm in hopes that he feels that little piece of something that's been missing. So no. 34, no.
And I'll give a short answer for Houston too. I see Brian Burns, and this is great what he's doing. He's doing a lot of teaching right now, but we got a veteran coming in that maybe could show Brian Burns something to give him that half extra step. And if you give Brian Burns that half extra step and get him to the quarterback faster, like this Pro Bowl stuff right there we're talking about.
Shout out to Dees, who mentioned that he had played for Frank. No, it wasn't Dees. It was anyway. He played for Frank with the Colts.
That's right.
You remember
that's
that
big.
If you look at them stats, he only had 4 sacks that year. But let's remember, the Colts played a base 4-3 then. Yep. So he was just lined up as a defensive end. In this, he's going to line up in probably different areas as a 4-3 and a 3-4, mainly a 3-4. What we got to remember, more than as much as production as leadership ability.
Yeah.
Yes. Right? And by the way, our Ravens fan,
just as important.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And our Ravens fan that's in the chat, he says he'll bring a sense of calm to your huddle. So it's that that veteran presence, man. Like this dude has been there, done that. He knows what they want to do. And man, think about Ejiro Evero. Think about the type of player that we just handed to this man and said, "Hey, go out there and wreak havoc." And I think that's what they're gonna do, man.
Yep. We got a lot of you like Red Sun 21. He's a great rotational player and a mentor. That's what we need. We need a mentor.
Right.
We went to the Super Bowl under when Cam and we had Tillman. What was the name of that defensive end we traded for?
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen.
It was Jared Allen.
Y'all remember how he helped the young folks learn? That's what we need. We'll get somebody that's going to know this defense better than we know it, or better than the players on the field know it, so he can help teach them how to play that defense the way only a player can.
Right.
Sometimes the coach can do what he can do, but he can't teach you in the huddle. He can't look at a guy and say, that tackle is going to try to stunt you. Be careful for that. That's what he's going to do right here directly. Or that look at everybody and say, just like Luke used to do, it's not going to the running back, it's a fake. Or it's a stretch run, something simple.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also thinking just what this means for the interior of our D-line. Because they've said that he has the type of speed and the type of presence that sometimes they will line him up in the interior and show them a different look. And he has such a strong physical base that he can still anchor and hold his own against the guards in the middle. I mean, the man can just do it all from an outside linebacker position. And again, he's so aggressive. Oh, how about he had a strip sack last year against Andy Dalton in New Orleans? Wow, man. This is feeling kind of like it was meant to be, man.
That's why I laugh at the idea of where they're speaking of like maybe he's possibly washed. And the only thing that I can do is laugh. Because even at 34 years old, intangibles mean a whole lot. And he has those intangibles, especially when it comes to the point he has those winning intangibles. You can't put price tag on that.
No, that's a great point, and that's the second time we've brought that up. Let me talk about that a little bit. Look at where we've brought in these free agents from, guys. I'll start with Miles Sanders. He played in the Super Bowl last year. Now he's our running back. Then let's move on to Von Bell. He's been to the Super Bowl with the Bengals, and he was in the playoffs last year with them. And he was the second player that we brought in from the Bengals. And now we've brought in another player from the Ravens who were also in the playoffs last year. We're bringing in guys that are veterans, guys that know what winning is like, that bring that winning culture to our locker room that we've so desperately needed over the last 3 years, guys. This is a big turnaround, not only on the field, but in the locker room and in the culture as well, because we keep bringing in players from winning franchises. Just great moves, really. And I think this last move just solidified Scott Fitterer, and it probably put this defense in the top 5. Unfortunately, if we do finish in the top 5, our defensive coordinator is gone. He'll be a head coach next season. We won't be able to retain him. I was hoping to keep him at least 2 years. I was hoping that maybe we could just, be a little bit outside the top 10, like a 11 or 12 defense, and maybe could hold on to him for that extra year, but it don't look like it now. Not with this addition, guys. I feel like this puts us over the top. It really does. Go ahead, Pickle.
I still have hope we hold on to him one more year. Because if we can hold on for him for one more year or for 2 years, we get us a third-round pick when he signs as a head coach against somebody. Y'all look at some of these moves this cat does, boys.
Yeah, I mean, the dude, and this is last season, by the way.
Yeah.
Number 50.
Yeah.
David Temple's really going to have to back up the Brinks truck.
I posted a link in the
Herbert. Herbert is 240 pounds.
The one guy that's not going to be happy to see him line up across of him in practice is Andy Dalton. Because Andy Dalton says, I've played for the Saints last year, and I remember this man humiliating me on that field.
Man, Cody, very quickly, that still looks like a productive pass rusher to me, bub.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yep. I respect y'all say. I respect those of you that are saying he's was, but boys, I don't see it.
Oh, hit him with the inside swim. Yo, this dude has it, man. I mean,
Yep.
and by the way, I'm reading. There are Bears fans and a lot of other teams that were really disappointed that they didn't sign him. And then on top of that, I'm looking on Twitter. Ravens fans are upset that they're losing him, man. They did not want to get rid of this dude. So that's I mean that's all signs moving in the right direction. And yeah, you have to give Scott Fitterer some love. If you're one of these holdouts that want to blame him for everything that happened under Matt Rule, bro, it's time to move on, dude. It's a new day. All the signings that you've made have been to make a team win football games right now. I mean, hey, Kev, I'm going to ask you. I know you're a big time Jadeveon Clowney fan. What signing would you have liked more, Jadeveon Clowney or Justin Houston?
I mean, biases aside, I'm taking Clowney.
Dude, that's insane to me.
I'm cool.
I think Justin Houston is way better than Clowney at this point.
I mean, I don't know because I've never heard of the guy, but I mean, his stats look good, so I'm happy. I'm not disappointed.
Yeah, we have another. Go ahead.
Oh, I'd have to say Houston just for the fact that the best ability is availability, and Clowney can't seem to stay on the field.
Right, that's a great point, man. He never could stay on the field. So with this dude, to me, this is what the doctor ordered. Let me welcome in Twan Don, the bad guy. What's up, Twan? It's been a minute, bro. How you living?
What's going on, guys? How y'all feeling, bro?
What's up, bro?
What's up, Twan?
Man?
Hey, what are you feeling about better? This? What you feeling about?
Nah, I'm still hanging in there. Three shows over the last 15 minutes, man. I was on Black Cat Panther podcast, and then I was just over there with Rashad. Followed him real quick. Then CNC3 up. I'm like, I see all the guys making their rounds today, so I'm gonna make my rounds.
I hear you, man. Hey, so what you feel about Justin Houston, bro?
Man, I'm excited about this pick, man. Just like I just told Rashad, his quickness, at the age that he's at, man. I mean, he's still looking pretty fresh out there. If he could give us, I know he's not going to be an every down guy. If he can give us between 8 and 9 sacks, man, that is a major for us. So that's a major plus. And then we're gonna have offenses gonna have to pick their poison between him and Burns, and then they're gonna have to pick their poison between Derek Brown and Shy Tuttle down there in the middle, man. So that up front, that front four could be so ridiculously deadly, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so they already been killing it in practice. So like, you gonna add a guy like this? I'm super excited, bro.
Man, I'm just wondering how much he has left in the tank, bro. I'm not concerned about it, but 9.5 sacks last year. It almost reminds me of it reminds me of Julius Peppers a couple of years back when we brought him back in, and he had 10.5 sacks, and everybody was like, "Oh, is he going to be able to be the same player that he was?" It's like, hey man, why doubt him? He's been nothing but consistent ever since he got into the NFL. And whenever he had a season that was low sacks, he had an injury. But he's been healthy. He's been fast. And like my man said earlier, dude, the wisdom that he has the potential to impart on our guys. Like, dude, think of what that's going to do for Brian Burns.
Yes.
Who's moving to a 3-4 outside linebacker for the first time in his career. Like, this is the perfect mentor at the perfect time. Yes. I'm loving it, dude. This is incredible.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to see what this is going to do. If he can give us 9 sacks.
Oh, man.
Watch out.
Dude, imagine if him and Brian Burns both get over 10 sacks this year.
The teams are going to have to pick their poison.
I'm saying now that we signed him, I think we're going to see a Burns signing soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be any day now.
Burns is going to hold out till your boy signs. But I was just talking with before I was shot, I was talking over with Black Cat, and I was just like, if I'm Burns' agent, and I know people ain't gonna want to hear this, I'm pulling him off the field until he signs, bro. I mean,
that's what a lot of players would do, but he says he don't want to do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust. Look, I think the last thing players need to do, I don't care what these teams tell y'all, is trust them. If you get hurt, bro, they're not gonna pay you what you're expecting. They're not. You're not. And we saw Lamar Jackson trust in Baltimore, and yeah, they did right by him at the end of the day. I mean, but look what they put him through.
Yeah. Let me I wanted to bring up this clip from earlier, and we're gonna talk about
up, bro?
Both defense and offense. Whoa, hang on. I think this is the wrong one.
Diesel Skills, what up, bro? Kevin?
You are. I saw you in the chat on Friday say you were feeling bad, bro. You still sound a little nasally. You don't sound like your normal self.
I think I got a summer cold, man.
Is that all it is? I had a bad one this year.
Yeah, we took a COVID test today, man. It was negative, so.
Thank God, man.
Good. Need to get you better, bro.
I saw this clip came out earlier, and bro, I love this.
Oh yeah, I saw this. I thought he was serious at first, bro.
Yeah. So after I played this, man. Yeah, so but also I like the older player. You know, messing with the new kid, getting after a little bit. So Brian Burns getting at Bryce with the kung fu, swatting them off.
And so that's what I do.
That's what I do. Him and Jonathan Mango. I don't know why Twitter's messing up. But yeah, dude, look how jacked Brian Burns is, y'all. Bro, that man's looking like Miles and Garrett out here.
I mean, I know we ain't supposed to talk about another man like this, but that dude looks like an Adonis.
Bro, he's thick, bro. He's thick. Bro, I'm
Keep breaking that sack record this year.
Bro, this dude has been man, he's been eating his broccoli, if you know what I'm saying.
He really looking like a fucking superhero out there, for real.
Yeah, man, dude. If you didn't know any better, you would think Brian Burns is preparing to be a 4-3 defensive end, not transitioning to a 3-4 outside linebacker.
He's literally too jacked to be Spider-Man now.
Yeah,
he's too big.
He's Venom.
He's another hero. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Venom.
He got to be Green Lantern. He said no.
Hey, bro, let me welcome my man Wes Justin to the show. Justin, what's up, bro?
What up, dude? My bad, I'm fixing my camera. How y'all doing?
Doing good, Wes. Glad to see you, man.
Yeah.
How you feeling about that Justin Houston signing, man?
Oh, dude, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
You're worried that he's 34 years old?
Not at all. I mean, how did that turn out last year for people that were worried about it?
Yeah.
How many sacks did he have last year?
He had 9.5.
Yeah.
Did his age?
How many did YGM have?
Did his age make a difference then? I don't think it's going to
now.
Who was across the field from him last year, like playing on the other side of the defense? Was anybody like big name helping him?
Yeah.
No, I can pull up. Yeah.
Is he as good as Brian Burns?
Right?
I mean, I try to tell people 33 and 34 ain't 50.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
His teammate on the other side of the line last year, where he came from, was he as good as Burns?
No.
Doubt it.
No. I don't even know who his teammate was last year, but it couldn't have been no better than Burns. No better.
I'm not necessarily.
That's what my focus is. Like with
how
good Burns Burns is, it's going to elevate anybody we add, and we add someone at his skill level. Yeah, it's going to make a fucking difference, man. It's going to be like, remember the other year when we brought in, I do not know why his name can't come to my head right now. Yes. Yeah, there you go. You knew it. Hassan, bro, that's what it feels like to me. What up, Jake?
Wait. Hold on. Am I high as fuck? Is that his voice?
Bro, my man has a voice changer. You ain't know by now.
I've been trying to figure that shit out for months. Bro.
I could not tell you. I could not tell you what Justin's real voice sounds like.
Oh man, last night
Yeah.
or the other night, whenever we ended the podcast, I actually turned the voice mod off. I don't think you noticed.
I don't know if I did.
I'm over there confused as fuck.
Yeah.
But something else that I've said before, the dude is 270 pounds. If you look at his clips, like the dude is moving people out of the way. Like he's winning on bull rushes, walking the offensive tackle directly back into the lap of the quarterback.
Something else I saw him running though, Cody. I saw him running a lot of stunts.
Yes, a lot of stunts.
Yeah, so I mean, look, I love the stunt game on defense when you lined out wide and then you take that middle, and because quarterbacks don't know where the hell you're coming from, and with him and Burns out there, one of them could stunt, bro, and it could be crazy, bro.
Yeah, if you go to our lads and you go to the depth to the Ravens and you go to the little date changes where you changes the date, you see their depth last year at this time, or even in the month of November at this time on the Ravens, their depth ain't nowhere near better than Carolina's this year. They don't have anybody on their roster better than Burns. They have a dude named I'll never pronounce that name, y'all.
By the way, remember that Zero and Vero had a top 5 defense in Denver last year. And now, like I said, you've given this man another chess piece to wreak some havoc, man. Like, I'm loving this, man. And
yeah, great son.
He is just as strong in run defense as he is as a pass rusher. Like, this is everything that we needed right now.
Hey, Cody, they might have to name this defense at the end of the year, bro.
Oh, they may give us a name.
It could be that good. They may have to name this defense at the end of the year.
Why don't we come up?
Man, can you imagine what that name would be? The Pouncing Panthers.
Go ahead and come up with a name.
Hey guys, Cody. I got to get out of here. I got some medicine to take, man. But I thank y'all for letting me come through.
Of course.
I want to make my rounds with all y'all guys. If you ain't signed up to C3 podcast right now, you're not a member over here, man. I don't know what you're doing with your life, man. Come over here, check these guys out. These guys are all family. They invite anybody in over here. I'm a fan of the show, man. What can I say, Cody? We go back like 4 flats. You got to hit me up, man, because we got to talk about this college show, bro. Because I think the people want it.
Right?
Yeah.
Wait, what? I don't even know what you're talking about, man.
The college show, bro.
I think the people want this college show, bro. Yeah.
Bro, I thought you said talent show.
No.
I'm like, bro, I ain't got no damn talent.
We all know that.
Man, like, this is my fucking talent. But yeah, no, dude, I'm definitely down to do a college ball show, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that might be one angry ass show right there.
Exactly.
No, I'm ready to do it, man. Yeah, I'll definitely be in touch with you, bro.
All right, guys, love y'all, man. I'm out.
All right,
better, Twan.
Hype Man Lucci, if you're listening, click on that and just pop in and say it was a great signing, and we good. You don't have to be here all day. I know you retweeted Cody. I know you're listening. You're probably listening. Just give us a shout out, brother. We good.
Oh yeah, man! Shout out to Hype Man Lucci. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have that interview at a certain point in time. And yeah, if you wanted to join, that would be dope. But man, dude, I'm loving this. So just so y'all know, I'll probably go until about 7. So if you would like to join now, get in, let us know what you think about this. I'll add another aspect to this, right? Think about how fast our corners are going to be able to play now. And I've said this before, if we have a fast, aggressive defense, it allows your corners to play more aggressively as well. And we do have guys like Dante Jackson and Jason Horn, and they're even saying CJ Henderson is looking pretty damn good in training camp right now. Now it's only training camp. But, man, this might be incredible for every level of our defense, man, from D-line to linebackers to defensive backfield. This is the move, man. I'm loving it. And let me welcome my man Chuck into the show. Chuck, what's up, man? How you feeling about signing Justin Houston?
I'm feeling good, man. I feel like it's funny. YG said something.
Yeah, I know. The very same day that YGM said something, now his man, he's been overshadowed by a 4-time Pro Bowler, man. That's
Right.
rough.
All we need is to say something.
Hey, you're breaking up. Chuck, come back in and come out, and maybe that'll fix it. But your audio is kind of going in and out. Man.
But yeah, to that point, I think you're hitting the nail on the head, Cody, because what we've been talking about for months within the C3 Nation is how we either needed more cornerback depth, right, or we needed another edge rusher. Maybe not both, but at least one or the other, because by adding that edge rusher, like you said, we're running a complex zone scheme that now the quarterback doesn't have time to figure out what that scheme is or where those guys are playing because the pass rush is on them so quickly. It instantly makes our secondary better, having a better pass rush. That's a great point that you brought up, sir.
Yeah, man. Dude, I want to take the ball away. You know, y'all were talking about nicknames, or Twan brought up nicknames. Maybe the Pilfering Panthers. Because we're stealing that shit from y'all. What's up? Yeah, I know. That was kind of cornball, but I tried my best. Chuck,
it was on the spot.
Yeah, I know, right? It was, impromptu. Chuck, let me see if you sound better now. Say more than one word. Say a few things.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, all right, you sound better now. All right, so tell me exactly what you feel about this Justin Houston signing, man.
Yeah, I feel really good about it. Take their defense to another level. GM said something after, and then right after Federer makes his deal to get a pass rusher. I have a feeling like CJ Henderson should say the same thing. But either way, I really think, like you said, about a zone-based defense, I really feel like this is a situation, man. We got to pounce on it. We have to pounce on it. We have to win this division. It's now.
Yeah.
This is not a situation where, we're 7-10, 8-9. The next year. No, this is not. We are taking advantage of the contract now. Take advantage of it now. This is the year that we will. This is the year we're trying to get to the playoff win, and lose in like the second round, divisional round, maybe the NFC Championship game, and then year 2 and year 3, we got to win a Super Bowl in a rookie contract. That's why. That's the mindset. I know that's kind of crazy. I know people will say, "Oh, that's where you're out of line." This guy draft. No, with the talent there, bro, we gotta win before we got to pay price. That's the NFL.
Yeah, and dude, that's a great point. When you have a quarterback who doesn't cost you a lot of money, dude, that's the time when you need to be aggressive. That's the time when you need to make moves. And dude, I'm loving what Federer has done. Listen, you have to even give credit last year, right? Say what you want about CJ Henderson. At the time, when Federer made that trade for CJ Henderson, that was for a team that was, looking good. It was for a team that we thought had the ability to be a contender. He was a top 15 pick. All the moves that Federer has made have been trying to better the Carolina Panthers right now. And I think you finally have to commend Federer for that aggressive nature, man. Going out and really making sure that you're adding the best possible talent to this team at the right moment. And it feels synchronous, man. It feels like we're on to something.
Yeah. If I may add real quick, earlier somebody brought up in the chat that who do we think will release for that? Because you got to have a corresponding movie. The reason why I say it would be outside linebacker Jordan Thomas, because he's the guy who got the fight the other day. Now he was also what's the name that undrafted rookie Equel Lotoda?
Ikuliota.
Yeah, he actually jumped him on the depth chart because he was actually behind according to the depth chart I'm looking at, he's behind. Jordan Thomas was behind Haynes, but Haynes is hurt. So Jordan Thomas was jumped by this dude. So, and coincidentally, folks, if you don't know this, Jordan Thomas got a veteran day today, which he don't have to practice, and he's only 27. When you're a third or a fourth string linebacker and they give you a veteran day in training camp, you're not long for the team, boys.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's a real bad sign. When a coach says in training camp and you fight for a fourth string backup job, now we don't need you today, baby. Take a rest. Yeah. And then they sign somebody else, go ahead and start back.
Yeah, man. Like, that's a good question.
Do you
think that this means something for a specific player? That, like, is there a specific player that you think now is getting ready to get the axe?
Cody, I was about to get that. Is YGM in trouble?
Oh, I think so, man.
I think he could be, but I interrupted you, Cody. I'm sorry.
No, I'm gonna try and go ahead, Pickle. I'm gonna try and find his interview that he did today.
Okay. I think he could be, very well could be. I think he's feeling the pressure because he did do an interview, if you haven't heard it yet, and he actually speaks about the fans and about doubting him and all. And, but it could be. Now, I don't think they're going to cut him right away. He is a second round player. He's a second round pick. So it would do them to let the preseason play out. And, hey, you never know when you may see something. You may get something somewhere. But at the same time, he don't really play a lot of special teams. I don't recall him on special teams last year. And you can't – I don't believe you can hold the roster as a backup if you can't play on special teams or a starter.
And I'm sorry for I was interrupting you a little bit there because notice Pickle. There's a lot of people that's in trouble, man, on this roster. Shi Smith's in trouble. It's like DJ Chark. Honestly, he might be. Don't be surprised by week 5 or week 6 that Scott Fitterer gives him a 2-year extension. If this keeps on going on, Shi Smith is in trouble. Shi Smith is in trouble. Terrence Marshall, Terrence Marshall has to do something this year, or he's in trouble next year. They can't cover Mingo. So Bird and Shi Smith, they're in trouble. They're in trouble.
And Damiere Byrd, Damiere Byrd getting hurt today. He had been having a great camp, and then today he was apparently dealing with the hamstring. I think I'm not sure, but he sounded kind of banged up. And let me ask you all this. We know that YGM did an interview, right? Right? Like that happened? That happened what, today? Well, let me tell you what. Y'all can look right here. I'm not finding it at all. I don't know if this is if that's a sign of something.
No, what it is they post a YouTube version of the interviews later. It would be on Twitter in its full form on the Panthers page on Twitter, but they hadn't got it to YouTube yet. Yeah, that's all that is. When Pickle knows, I like what the point that Chuck brought up about YGM getting cut, because Pickle actually knows what that cap number would be. Do you recall that, like what the Panthers would save in cap if we did go ahead and cut YGM this year?
Cody, the interview is in the chat, in the private chat. Well, it's from Sheena. It's not the full, but it's what you're talking about. It's actually a little. It's a little under $1 million. It's like it's 9 something. It's a little under $1 million. You're not saving a great deal amount if you cut him. That's why, being a second round pick, somebody may give you a late round pick for him for the sake of it. But at the same time, he's in a contract year, and I know Justin Houston is 34 years old. He's a 1-year deal. But folks, we got 2 young guns on our team. The dude I have trouble saying my name is Lakota. He's I just checked earlier. He's under a 3-year rookie contract. a 3-year. We gave that man a 3-year contract, and his rookie season as an undrafted, he's showing more fire than YGM has showed his entire NFL career.
Yeah.
And we got another guy that's been in the league for 2 years, or this is his second year, on the other side, and he looks real good too.
Okay.
But YGM may be signaling his own death sentence.
So let me play this real quick video. This is YGM talking about the shade that he receives on the internet.
The fans are, saying they need an edge rusher, and that I'm not good enough. I want to prove to people that I am who I say I am. I know I'm good.
And then they made this move right after he says that. Dude, that's kind of rough,
And for the for the people saying, well, sacks are not just a number. You can't, what's the name? People is sacks. He's not getting any pressures. He's not doing anything. They're stopping the run. So I mean, it's just like, yo, if we wanted to improve, I mean, I don't blame. You can't get mad at that. I don't know how he's acting like we don't watch games. Like we just say like, oh, we're the stat watching. No, we're actually watching the games. Like I can tell you what I'm seeing more often. His best game was probably against the Tampa Bay game last season.
Right. I agree with you. And,
so
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
I'm saying that was his best game. So I'm just like, when he's saying that, oh, it's the fans, or maybe alluding to, oh, y'all, this is sack numbers. He's not getting any pressures either.
Right. Right. And, D said it earlier. YGM is in his 4th year. He's had 3 years of basically starting experience. One as a first guy off the bench, and the other 3, the other one as starting. Folks, he's had plenty of time, and he has been productive. And YGM, dude, it's like I said on the other show, and I'm gonna be honest. YGM, put up or shut up.
Yeah.
It's up to you. You can't blame it on your coach no more. You can't blame it on somebody didn't draft you right. You ain't playing the right position. Bullshit, dude. Get on the field and do something. We're not asking you to be.
And the fact that
we're asking you to do something.
Well, and it's not even just for YGM. It's also for DJ Johnson, who as of right now has underperformed throughout training camp. The point that we made earlier, we have undrafted free agents that are coming in and making more of an impact right now than some other players that have been here for a while that have had multiple opportunities. And by the way, you're right. We have to stop blaming Matt Rule, because Frankie Louvu was maybe one of the best players that we had during the Matt Rule era. Him and Brian Burns. So it's like, if you're talented enough, you need to be able to do something on your own, even if the playbook isn't necessarily helping you out. And that has not been true of YGM. Straight up.
Not at all. And we've said it and said it and said it. We said this is a new coaching regime, and they don't have any loyalty to players that's been on this team. Those guys better watch out. And one of those guys is YGM. He better be careful, because just because he was a second-round pick, it doesn't promise you any more chances in the NFL. A lot of guys don't get second chances in the NFL. They may have to go to the Canadian League or the what have you, and it's just part of the game. You got to come in, you got to perform, you got to do your job. And if you show that you're not able to do that, you might not get another shot. Go ahead, Pickle. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You can't blame everything on Rule. You can't. He's gone. You can't.
Right.
Yep. And, I was high when we drafted. Once I learned who he was, I was high on DJ Johnson. But dude, he goes to the same. I know he's your rookie, but, dude, you've got to give those few fans that are showing you support, you've got to show us something in training camp or preseason to validate that we're giving you that support. I'm not asking for 20 sacks in 3 preseason games. I'm asking you to give me a few pressures. Make a good run stop. Give me a few pressures. I'm good with that. Show me that you're developing on something.
Exactly.
Am I wrong for the fact that part of the reason why I'm so excited is because I feel Justin Houston can bring Brian Burns to the next level of his career? as that mentor, as someone that he can look to, hand placement, uh, a history in a 3-4 outside linebacker role, playing that position. And by the way, do you know what else I'm loving? The number 50. I have always loved the number 50 on a pass rusher. That's dope as hell to me. I love it. I'm loving what this guy has the potential to do for the players around him. Incredible stuff, man.
I wonder if that number's available. I'm gonna look real quick, see if it's
Let me tell you what. Whoever has it, if someone does, they better come up off it real quick, man.
We have an inside linebacker named Charles Wooten that has that number, but he probably won't be here anyway. So you know.
Yeah, he's gonna have to come off of that one.
It is what it is, man.
It certainly is what it is, man.
Yeah.
And I won't play too much longer with this, but look how my man lines up.
Yeah.
Speed to power. Oh, just gets into the backfield. The dude is vicious. Has a nose for the football. So yeah, that's my ball, son. What's up?
I think he does a good job of keeping the hands off of him, like deflecting the hands from the tackle or deflecting the hands from the guard. I've seen several clips that you played tonight where he don't let the guy lay a hand on him, and that's kind of key to getting blocked. They want to get each of those shoulder pads within their grasp, and he does a good job of knocking those hands away and just running by.
Cody, that second link in the practice, can you play it? It's the Saints. I get a kick out of that clip right there. Just the way he bullies the Saints offensive lineman, and then boy, Andy got a step. He about got waylaid with her.
Yeah, I can play. Yeah, this is on our own Andy Dalton. Boom!
Bro, Andy gets killed.
Oh, laid the boom on. Dude, that shows you that he's never done working.
Yeah.
He's
Andy's
always
like, I'm glad
looking
he's on my team now.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Boom. Oh, that's hurt.
Yeah. Your first thing Andy Dalton comes to him when he sees him in practice or the locker room, even today or tomorrow, he's gonna say, well, no, they're going to Charlotte. Anyway, he's gonna say, remember, we on the same team, and no contact on the quarterback in practice.
Yeah. I'm looking right now for his 2022 season, what he was able to do in that division. I know they had 9.5, but I don't remember who it all came against. Anyway.
Looks like a multi-sack game.
Yeah, like I'm sure there were a couple where he had a few. I want to see what the game split was last year for him.
While you're looking for that,
yeah,
y'all help me with the dilemma. I'm trying to. YouTube package is good for this year. Since the NFL Sunday ticket, like what package you got for? I don't know.
The NFL Sunday ticket.
Yeah.
Is that what you asked? Oh,
you guys doing that?
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm doing. I'm doing it this year. I mean, not the Sunday ticket. I live in Charlotte, so it's easy for me to see the Panthers. But
I mean, I'm talking about all games. I just watch all.
Yeah.
I understand. I don't doubt anybody, and getting them through YouTube is probably better than Direct TV was. I had the NFL Sunday ticket a few years when I had Direct TV. I was unhappy with it myself, but having it on YouTube is a whole new different ball game. Having it on YouTube means that when you're at work and you want to catch a quick game of somebody else, even not the Panthers, you can.
Right.
How much is Red Zone?
So I thought it was so. YouTube is doing this. YouTube is doing like, okay, you got to buy the YouTube TV and get the cheapest way is to get your TV service to YouTube and then add it on. That's $2.99 a year, right, for the year. And then the YouTube prescription is like $72. But to get Red Zone and all of that is like $329.
Yeah, I mean that. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, dude, there's definitely other cheaper methods to do it. I don't know if you want to go that route, but yeah, I mean, if you have the cash to come off of it and do it, yeah, that seems dope. One thing, I'm looking up his stats right now against New Orleans and Tampa Bay. Dude, he had his best games. 2.5 against New Orleans, 2.5 against Tampa Bay. Like, the dude was going insane.
And to answer a question in the chat, yes, Justin Houston last year against us, he had 2 sacks and a half. He had 2 tackles, a half a sack, and a quarterback hit.
Yes, sir.
He has literally had better stats in his down season than YG has in his whole career.
Zach in the chat says NFL Plus is $39.99 for a year. So I'm assuming that means watching it through the app. But yes. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I've got NFL Plus. I'll tell you exactly about it. NFL Plus, you can watch live games. You can watch on your phone or a tablet. But you can watch in your market. For example, Cody can watch the Panthers because they play in his market. I'm in Bristol. Right. I'll watch the Titans and whoever the NFC team is that's playing on my local Fox TV.
So it's not Sunday Ticket.
No, it's not. Now after the games are, for example, if a game ends at 4:00, at 4:05 you go on your computer and watch the whole game or a mini of the game. You can watch the game in its entirety or abbreviated on your computer or an app on your phone or your TV, but you can't do it right away. You have to wait till it's over. Now, for example, this morning, I was watching Cam Newton's very first preseason game, and I had forgotten. I posted this on Twitter. I had forgot that Cam Newton didn't start that game. He didn't go in until the second quarter. Forgot all about that, but that's a fact. You can go and watch older games all the time on NFL Plus, and they go back to like, I think they go back to 2009. So you can go back and watch some games. You can watch anybody in the league, for that matter.
So this is Justin Houston here.
Yeah.
On the edge. I mean, dude, you see the physical strength.
Yep.
I mean, 6'3", 270 pounds, long arms, and just bulldozes right past him. Like, the dude has a never-ending motor.
Yeah, that's just
that's perfect for what the Panthers need right now, man.
And something else real quick I don't want to forget. You can do on NFL Plus. You can actually go in and watch NFL shows. You can watch NFL on your phone or your tablet. You can watch NFL Network live in its entirety or replay or however you want.
Nice. So. Yeah, man. I mean, so we're at 7:00. I'll give everybody an opportunity to make their final thoughts, say their final words, and we'll get on up out of here, man. Gentlemen, how are you feeling now about this defense compared to, earlier this morning when our defense was still kicking ass in training camp? Who wants to go first?
I love the signing. I love it for the fact that he's productive and he's an experienced veteran and he knows what he's doing. I wish he was a little bit younger. I would have preferred us to do this a different way, but we didn't. So, and I like to give Scott Fitter some so a pat on the back for this, but I have to ask, why so long, Scott? Your third round pick you did this year sucks. Last year, granted, it may have been under by somebody else's orders, but you still signed the paper. Last year, you gave up a fourth and a third to trade up to draft Matt Corral, who so far is a bust. So you need to do better, but I guess better late than never. So.
I don't want to call Matt Corral a bust yet, just because I want to see him in preseason. Oh, and that's another thing that they announced that Bryce isn't going to play the first preseason game, so there ought to be something. D's, give me your final words, man.
Yeah, this is a move that all Panthers fans have been waiting on. We either wanted more depth at the cornerback position or we wanted another edge rusher because those two work hand in hand on the defense. And now we've got it. And with the last 2 days of training camp and how dominant our defense have been, this is kind of scary because now we just got better. We're already disrupting our offense to the point where Bryce Young's spiking a football on the field out of frustration because he can't get the plays off. And now we just added another vet to that room. But it's what we need, man. We need somebody that's proven to be able to stop the run, proven to be able to play in this defense, and proven to put pressure on the Bucs and the Saints because we just saw that his best 2 games last year were against those 2 teams. So how about that? Fantastic signing. Good job. Good job. Everybody's been waiting on this. I agree with the pick. I think it was a good direction to go in another or grow either way. And then looking at that, look at all these 1-year deals we got on the table. So shout out to Scott on that one. There's sure we can pick apart moves he's made and say they weren't the right one, but that's kind of armchair quarterback type stuff or armchair GM type stuff in this case. But you look at all these 1-year deals on the table, man. These guys got to get out there and prove it if they want any more money. And when you got $10 million on the line, you're probably going to play your tail off. So I think he's put these players in a situation where they got to make the Panthers successful.
Yeah, man, that was very well said, dude. It puts them in a position where now their individual talents can shine. Like now, everybody just has to go out there, be the best versions of themselves, and this should be dope, man. Evan, Sports Talk. Sorry that it's sort of been towards the end here, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a hot minute since I've been on here, so I'm happy to hop back on since it's been so long, and for good news too. I mean, we finally get our veteran edge rusher, which I was a little annoyed with not getting earlier in the offseason. I was hoping for Unique Ngakoue, but I mean, Justin Houston will do because he's still a really good pass rusher. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm ready for ball already. I'm getting excited. I'm excited for college ball. I'm excited for pro ball. I want to see. I'm just excited for all that. I mean, we're like a month away, so it's getting even closer every single day. So I'm freaking excited.
Loving it, man. Loving it. I'm glad you were able to join us. Even if it's at the very end, Evan, we rock with you, man.
Oh yeah.
Wes and Justin, give me your final words for the show, brother.
Oh, I don't think we're done. I don't think we're done making moves.
Oh, what do you think we're gonna do?
I don't know. I don't know. Something tells me we're not.
Hey,
done.
What's the other guy that played for the Ravens, the cornerback?
Marcus Peters.
Who?
Marcus Peters.
Yeah, he signed.
Yeah, he went to the Raiders.
Oh yeah, all right. Damn, that would have been perfect. But all right, man. We're not done. Says my man Justin.
I don't think so.
Is there a certain position you have in mind?
No, but I don't know. He's linebacker, right? That we just signed.
Yeah, he's outside linebacker.
What is Ngakoue? He's edge.
Yeah, he's
right?
already signed too. He's an edge. Yeah, but same outside linebacker.
He signed too, right? I don't know. Yeah. Something tells me we're not done making moves yet. I don't know.
If I may, real quick, I have to apologize, my man Cody. I want to read this directly as I read it. Third-string quarterback Matt Corral received a bit of an uptick in team workload on Sunday. His highlight play was a laser between defenders to Terrence Marshall in 7-on-7 work. Corral has had a solid camp thus far. So.
All right.
Matt Corral, you another one. Prove me wrong, man. That's all I ask. Can someone prove Panther Pickle wrong?
Bro, what did I say? What did I say Friday? What did I say in Friday's podcast, bro? Who was my fucking standout player? Who was my surprise player?
Matt Corral.
What did I tell you?
Matt Corral's going to win
I don't know, man. I'm not sleeping on him.
And he's going to take Andy Dalton's job. Then he's going to take Bryce Jobs. And then we're going to the Super Bowl. Well, all right, that's a little.
I don't know about that.
Let's not do all that. Let's not do all that.
I might be a little bit carried away.
It'd be dope to have two solid quarterbacks so we could do some fucking trick plays with them. That'd be unique. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, dude, we have the opportunity to be very versatile this year, man. So I'm definitely loving that. White Chocolate, your final words for the show, man.
I felt like we were never in the bidding for Yannick. I think his price was way too high. And I think a lot of teams were, and not only a lot of teams, but a lot of defensive players were waiting for him to sign so they could see their price range. And I think that's why we didn't go after it at first. Because I said, once Yannick signs, we're going to see like a snowball effect, a bunch of defensive players signing. So I expected more defensive players to be signed in a couple of days.
If y'all want to talk about Justin Fields or Justin Houston's contract, check me and D's out tomorrow at 6:30 on Twitter.
Yeah, promote them Twitter spaces.
You check us out. We'll go over that contract. We'll go out. We'll talk about who they want to let go and the corresponding move. We'll throw a few other secrets in there.
Oh,
and we're still follow Pickle and Diesel skills, man.
Yep.
And as far as maybe signing more players, Clowney's still on the board.
Nah, I don't even want him now.
I do.
Who's that? Jadeveon who?
I'll take him.
No, you're just upset because it wasn't Jadeveon Clowney.
I'm not upset.
Yeah, you sound bummed the whole pod, dude. You sound like, well, it's all right. It's okay.
Yeah, it is. It's all
There's
right.
still some good cornerbacks out there too, actually.
Yeah.
I still take Clowney over YGM. So
yeah, but follow. Yeah, at Panther Pickles, at Diesel Skills on Twitter.
Diesel Skills only got 286 followers, y'all. Come on,
I got 200
more followers. Come
Yeah,
on,
man.
come on, put it.
Follow
I don't have
Diesel
200.
Skills. Yeah, Diesel has become an internet celebrity on
Let's be real,
Panthers
man.
Twitter, man.
We like you and all, but you are a South Carolina fan. That's probably why you ain't.
Yeah, you know what? That I
You know
knew
what?
that's what it was.
it is lonely at the top. So you know what I mean. So
The top, like that's somewhere you've ever been. All right, yeah. So at C3 Panther Pickle, at C3 D's Ill Skills with the Z. Follow these gentlemen, boys. This has been another edition of the C3 Panthers podcast. I'm your host, Cody Lashley. We'll be back Tuesday night at 9 p.m. for another edition of C3. We appreciate everybody for stopping by. Until next time, you already know what we're going to do. Keep pounding.
Doctors take Field of Greens for their own health. Here's Dr. Ryan Green to explain.
We're like you, too much fast food and not enough exercise. That's why I take Field of Greens. The fruits and vegetables in Field of Greens support my heart, lungs, kidneys, and metabolism for weight loss. And Field of Greens promises your doctor will notice your improved health or your money back.
Get 15% off with promo code HEALTH at fieldofgreens.com. That's promo code HEALTH at fieldofgreens.com. Product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.